All right. Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, also known as the United Snakes of America, okay, soon to be destroyed by nuclear fire, all right? We come in and week out to wake up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, all right? And the speckled bird are you Israelites that look like these other nations. You don't even know that your lineage goes back to the 12 tribes, all right? And that's where you want to be right now, because everybody else in North America, you ain't going to make it through this fire, all right, unless you got an underground bunker and your ass is going head first into slavery, all right? We're out here to get you to wake up to your true nationality, to repent, acknowledge your offense, and come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments before it's too late and the door is closing quick, all right? You got about 2 seconds left to figure this thing out, all right? So, first and foremost, and as always, all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Kakadash, all right? Double honors to our elder apostles of GMS that taught us this truth, and the elders that came before them, all right? And shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, all right? So, this war, right, we're praying for it, all right? People got their heads so far up their damn ass, they don't want to see that a war is not only on the horizon, all right, but they're to the point right now of fixing bayonets. Fix bayonets. You put your bayonet, your little knife, if you will, you affix that thing into the front of your rifle. All right, that means you're fucking going into war. That means you're ready to attack. It is looking like Russia is ready to attack. And at least that's what the West is saying. Russia's going to attack. Russia's going to attack. What does that mean? Okay? Does that mean Russia's going to attack? No. That means that the West is going to provoke, or not only provoke, but create a situation where it looks like Russia attacked. All right? What is the modus operandi of the West, or the U.S., if you will? It's called a false flag operation. They've already put it out there for the last 3 weeks to a month. Well, Russia's going to do a false flag. No. Nope. We know who does that. We know who gets down like that. So either way, you understand? This thing is going to get started. When will it get started? We don't know. It could start next week. It could start this week, tomorrow. The Pesach starts tonight or at sundown. All right? Which is the beginning of the day. All right? And we go into this next week, or this week, however you want to see it. And this war could jump off. Vladimir knows that if that ground starts getting warm, his tanks are going to be worthless. So what is the West doing? They're trying to cook it down. All right? So are they going to wait until it's too late and then provoke? Start the false flag like the West gets down? Are they going to do that? Is that their strategy? If it is, Vladimir better do something right now. So he's going to be forced, one way or another, into this war. Okay? And what are we waiting for? The men of the Lord, what are we waiting for? We're sitting back and we're saying, well, the least of the flock has to draw them out. All right? Well, there's a scenario right now, and I was just listening to Off-Grid Desert Farming, which, you know, that dude might be a Jake, even though he got the wrong doctrine. He's got the zeal, but not according to knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But he was just saying that what if the Americans that are there in the Ukraine right now, what if some of them die and the U.S. uses that as a pretense to get into the war? Well, there's a similar scenario that goes back about a week, maybe 2 weeks, where all of the so-called small hats in the Ukraine, they must have communities. First of all, if you got small hats, what do? They live around each other. They all congregate, and this neighborhood is what they call a small hat community. All right? So how could it be in that situation that the least of the flock can draw them out? Well, the least of the flock, Amalek, if you will, they run the great Satan. The little Satan runs the great Satan. All right? So if you got small hat communities over there, you just lob a bomb over there and blame it on Vladimir Putin and draw them out. It was 1 or 2 weeks ago, there's a big headline, the small hats, right, in our land over there, said that any small hat living in the Ukraine, you can come home. We're going to fly you back. Letting everybody know, hey, it's a community of small hats over there. Hey, now all they got to do is lob a bomb over there, kill a bunch of them, whether they did or not. Going back to the $6 million lie, the $6 million lie, right? When I was a kid, there was a TV series called The $6 Million Man, all right? But that 6 million means something, all right? Anyway, this is what they do. They set up scenarios, right? They cast spells, all right? What the men of the Lord are waiting on, we're waiting on two things. We're waiting for the small hats to get involved. How does that happen? I just explained a scenario on how it could happen. What else are we waiting on? We're waiting on that charagma. All right? These things have to be in place before this war can culminate into the nuclear war. Somebody said something about, well, the U.S. could just go right after Moscow. The only way they could do that is with nukes. So nukes aren't coming out immediately. They're coming, but they ain't coming out no time soon. All right? We still have to have chaos on the streets of Babylon here, Egypt, if you will. And we'll get to that. We'll get to Isaiah 19. But there's got to be chaos on these streets. There's got to be the hour of temptation. All right? And this is how we measure the time diligently, right? Knowing these things. But we do know that the war is coming, because we understand the scriptures. Through the power and through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That's that spiritual power. Okay? This is Isaiah 24:19. The earth is utterly broke down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high. Who are the host of the high ones that are on high? The word host goes into the armies. Okay? How is the Lord going to punish the armies? Okay? Well, what he's going to do is he's going to muster the hosts of the battle. What battle? World War III. He's going to gather the troops and cause them to fight against each other. What we see going on right now in the Ukraine. All right? What we see going on between Taiwan and Moab. Okay? What we see going on in the Valley of Yehoshaphat right now. That thing is still going on. It's heating up. What's going on in Syria right now? Okay? Who's over fighting in Syria? You got Vladimir Putin and you got Joe Biden using proxy fighters. It was even said that the Taliban is in the Ukraine, right, with their stingers ready to fight against Vladimir's helicopters, what they were taught to do in Afghanistan as far as proxy fighters go. They brought a bunch of Taliban into the Ukraine because they're experts at shooting down Russian helicopters. You shoot the tail off of them. That's what turned the war in the 80s, which caused the fall of the Soviet Union. All right? So now those fighters, those Taliban experts at shooting down Russian helicopters, were recruited, right, as proxies to go into the Ukraine. That's how deep this thing is, all right? So how much more that the small hats are over there running operations. The IDF, what they call the Israeli Mossad, they're not over there. The CIA is not over there. Hell, Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, long before Sleepy Joe took office, well, they were over there making deals. All right? What is behind this so-called war that nobody is even worried about the Ukraine, but somehow we're sending troops over there? Nigga, what about right here? You're not going to defend your own home? You're defending, what are you defending over there? Them deals that you made that enriched the Biden family. No? Here's what it's going to culminate in, all right? How is the earth going to reel to and fro like a drunk? Eventually, them nukes are going to come out, all right? Not right away, okay? There's an order of things that must go on. We're measuring thou the time diligently in itself. How do you do that? By watching the prophecies come to pass. And there's an order. Okay, when the nukes come, that's it. So what has to happen before that's it? Things got to happen. The least of the flock has to be instrumental in making this thing happen. All right? Concentration camps, sea camps, Salakia, Karagmas, right? They got to start forcing that. The hour of temptation. These things have to come into play. All right? Famines. We got the pestilence. We see the famine coming. Look at the stock market. Can you see the perfect storm? The perfect storm is called Jacob's trouble. Are we in Jacob's trouble right now? We're looking at it. That storm is on the horizon. We can see it moving this way. All right? Niggas are starting to get into the containers out there that they got lined up, whether it be on the barges or whether it be when they're unloaded and they're just sitting there. And that's part of their plan. Hell, they probably give niggas the key. Here's the key to bin number, container number, whatever. And then just open it up, take out what's inside, and leave the cartons out there, leave it a mess, so that Esau could point and say, look at what these niggers are doing. Isn't that what we're getting right now? Isn't that what we see? That's what's going on. All right, we clearly see that this thing is at its damn end. All right? And we're praying that they start shooting at each other. We're praying that Vladimir Putin invades. We're praying that Babylon the Great causes a false flag. We're praying that this thing go down like now. How you doing? We're praying that this thing jump off now, today. And it couldn't come at a better time. Right now. This is Isaiah 24 and 22. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in a pit. Who's that? All right? That's the kings. Who are the kings of the earth? You got Vladimir Putin. You got Lukashenko. You got Sleepy Joe Biden. You got Boris Johnson. You got Xi Jinping, whatever this nigga's name is. You got Rocket Man over in North Korea. These are the kings of the earth. You got the DuPonts, the Gettys, you got the Rothschild. These are the kings of the earth. So what this is saying right here is they're going to survive the nuclear destruction because they got these underground bunkers. They got somewhere to go. They got a little undersea aquarium where they're going to sneak down, like in the James Bond movies. They got a volcano, under a volcano, they got a layer, It sounds crazy, but it's true. That's where these things come from. So when you see nukes going off, right? Like, what is it? Hunga Tonga. The Tonga undersea volcano that shot all of this whatever into the air, and we see that it's actually a nuke coming down, right? Here's a projectile coming down. You can clearly see it on the stereo camera from space. You see submarines out there, okay? And they blame it on a undersea volcano, all right? There's two things. Is there an undersea volcano? Probably. But what they're not telling you that who's under that undersea volcano. We'll just go to a 007 movie, and what happens is they open the volcano, and then the plane flies in there, and then they call it's the bad guy's lair, is what they call it. The bad guy has got a lair. Let's go to my undersea lair. Well, that thing is true. All right? So if somebody nuked a volcano, it was the volcano went off. Well, no, it was a nuke. But why did they nuke the volcano? Because there's somebody's lair there. We're at war. The point is this. We're at war now. They're shooting nukes now. All right? The end of the world as we know it is going to end with nuclear fire. Is the earth going to be destroyed completely? No. No. What's going to happen is the fire's going to, just like Noah, all right? When Noah made the ark, him and his family, 8 souls, got onto the ark, and then the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, flooded the whole earth and killed everybody except for Noah and his family and the animals that were on the ark. Did he destroy the whole world? No. The world was still intact because when the water went down, the boat rested, they got off the boat, and they repopulated the earth. Okay? That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Whether you understand it or, well, they may, how did they do that? How did they repopulate it? It's above your pay grade. Don't worry about that. That's the story. I'm sticking to it. It is what it is. Okay? But now he's going to do it again. What does the rainbow in the sky mean? The rainbow in the sky means that it's a sign that God, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, is not going to destroy the earth again with water. And it's in the Bible. I'm going to put a bow in the sky so that it's a sign that I'm not going to destroy the earth with water ever again. This time, nigga, I'm going to do it with fire. What's that fire? I'll read it again. This is Isaiah 24 and 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Okay? So, what that's describing is a nuclear exchange. The United Snakes of America, Babylon the Great, has all of these nuclear bombs. Russia has more. Right? And what they're going to do, and there's China, and there's North Korea, and there's Iran, and they're all on one side. You got the United Snakes proper, you got Great Britain, which is England, you got Australia on this side, okay? You got Canada. That's what a world war is these countries are together against these countries that are together. And they all have nukes. And what they're going to do is they're going to fire their nukes at each other at the same time. Who's doing this? The Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, is orchestrating this whole thing. Why? Because he's starting over again, like he did with Noah. But the rainbow in the sky says, I'm not going to do it again with water, but I'm going to do it with these nukes. Now, is the earth going to explode and never be seen again? Fragments of it are going to go into outer space and nobody's going to live on the earth again? No. Why is the Most High destroying the world as we know it with fire this time? Because he's about to set up on the earth after he cleans it all up. Because fire is a cleansing agent, just like water. All right, when you take a bath and you clean yourself, you use water. Well, when you have a piece of gold, right? You got a gold coin, it might have 3 different metals in it. It's got some gold, it's got a little lead, and it's got, whatever else, a little nickel in it to make it heavier. Well, how do you get down to just the pure gold? Well, you put it in, heat up a fire, and you melt that coin down, and then those different properties, the nickel will go this way, the gold, they'll separate from each other. And then you get down to the pure gold, all right? So what you're doing is you're cleansing the gold of the less valuable properties that are in the coin. It's called cleansing. How do you cleanse? Fire is a cleansing agent. This world needs to be cleansed of all the wickedness that's jumping off right now. Slack it. So this time, the Most High is going to use fire. Why is he cleansing the earth? Because he's bringing in what we know, or what the world thinks they know, is called the kingdom of heaven. All right? Well, right now we're in the kingdom of heaven. But whose heaven is it? All right? Some of us are in hell right here on earth. Heaven and hell are conditions on the earth. All right? If you're an Israelite, guess what? Right now you're in hell. This is hell for the nation of Israel. What does hell actually mean? Hell actually means this: slavery. If you're in slavery, you're catching hell. All right? You don't own nothing. You working. You're barely surviving. We're in hell right now. Okay? Now, while we're in hell, who's in heaven? The devil. This is the devil's kingdom right here. It's his heaven. Look at the buildings. We don't own. Who owns this? Who's prospering in the world today? This is their heaven. It's our hell. Okay? Now, what we know, what we were taught in Bible school, which was all bullshit, by the way, we were taught that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Well, right now, we're the last. We're on the bottom. We're catching hell. We're in hell. But somebody's on top. Somebody's the first. They own everything. I got my summer yacht. I got my summer home. We're going to leave. We're going to get on a plane. We're going to go to Australia, where I got a spread. I got an underwater volcano and a layer. This is their heaven. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? The so-called white man. The Edomites are the wicked, according to the scriptures. This is the book of Job 9 and 24. These are the first things you learn when you come into this truth. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. What does that mean? That means that God, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, he can give the world to whoever the hell he wants to. He's like this. Here's how I created men, all men. I created the Israelites, my golden treasure, to rule the world. And then here at the bottom, I created the Edomites, who are the murderers, the deceivers, the basest of men, the lowest of the low, okay? And you Israelites, you done fucked up and made me so mad. Guess what? I'm going to switch places with you. There's a movie by Eddie Murphy. It was called Trading Places. You understand? That movie is about our condition. Eddie was on the street. He was hustling like he didn't have no legs. He was out there hustling because he didn't have nothing. And then what are they called? I forget their names. Anyway, the two guys, Randolph and Mortimer, right? They were playing the market and they had money and they were controlling shit. At the end of the movie, the first was the last and the last was the first. Randolph, I forget their last name. So anyway, that movie, the director of that movie, his name was Aaron Russo, okay? And Aaron Russo, not only was he a great filmmaker, he made documentaries, and what he would do is because in order to be a filmmaker at that level, you're rubbing elbows with the gods of this earth, the richest guys up here. And they're allowing you to make these movies and cast these spells and do this witchcraft And at one point, Aaron Russo goes, wait a minute, I'm not down with your New World Order. You're going to do what? You're going to put a tracking device in everybody's hand or in their forehead. They were telling him this. So he made little documentaries outing what the plans of the elite are, right? And then they killed him. But he was the one that made the movie Trading Places, which is about us, which is about the last being first and the first being last. And it goes into who's in heaven and who's in hell. We're in hell. Why are we in hell? Because we didn't listen to the Most High, and he's punishing us for it. Well, who did he use to punish? He used that red devil, the so-called white man. He's not white. He's red. He's the devil. And he's punishing us. To this day, we're still in hell. But when you look overseas right now and you see this war, World War III, World War III mainly is about Russia and the United Snakes of America. What are they going to do? They're going to shoot them nukes on each other, and that's when this world is over. And at that point, they're going to usher in the kingdom of heaven, in which we'll be on the top. We're going to be in rulership. They're going to be our slaves. Meaning this, rulership, heaven means rulership. You're running shit. That's what heaven is. You got slaves. Slaves are in hell. Right now, we're the slaves. Good to see you. Where's the old man? Huh? Stay up. So right after it describes the world reeling to and fro like a drunkard, it tells you what's going to happen to the kings of the earth. They're in their underground bunkers. They're in their undersea lair where the volcano is, right? Here's what it says. And it shall come to pass, this is Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high. That's talking about the armies. The word hosts means armies. Okay? The Most High, he's the Lord of hosts. He's the Lord of the armies. He controls everything that goes on down here, including the militaries. All right? But right here, he's saying he's going to punish the hosts. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Going back to the Rothschilds, going back to the DuPonts and the Gettys, going back to Vladimir Putin, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Hillary Clinton. These are the kings of the earth. Well, first it describes the nuclear exchange. So when it says he's going to punish the ones that are on high, that means they're going to survive the nuclear exchange. How? They got underground bunkers. They got undersea layers. They got little International Space Station, little hotels in low Earth orbit. They got these things. They got Elon Musk is giving people a ride. Oh, we're going on a little rocket ride out into outer space. What are they doing up there? Okay. Well, they know what is coming. They know Yahweh Shem Yahushua is coming back to destroy this place. They're trying to get their bug out situation together. All right. So, right here, after the earth is destroyed by nuclear fire, they're telling you what's going to happen afterwards. What's going to happen? We're going to go get you out of that bunker. We're going to bring you down from your little space station. We're going to go under the undersea volcano and pull you out of that layer. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit. What does the pit represent? The pit, first of all, a prisoner, I just said, where's the old man? She goes, he's locked up. Well, he's in slavery. All right? What do? When you go to jail, when you go to prison, what do? They put your ass to work. Slavery is, when you read the Constitution or the 13th Amendment, whatever it says, in the unlikely event that you are in prison, nigga, you are a slave again. That's what it says. It said slavery is abolished except for when you get locked up. That's why they got us locked up in there, because slavery never went nowhere. Oh, you're not slave anymore. You're free. No, we're not free. We have the illusion of freedom. Okay? Ask a nigga that's locked up right now if he's free. First of all, he's locked up. Second of all, he's pressing license plates for free. That's called slavery. So don't pee on my leg and say that it's raining, whatever they say. So lucky. We're still in slavery to this day. We are yet this day in our captivity. All right? We won't be free of the curses that are upon us. All right? Who's got us in slavery? The Most High got us in slavery. He ain't released us yet. We're still catching hell. We're still in the hood, in the barrio, on the res. We're still living low. A bunch of us are about to starve. The 2/3 are about to starve and die. They're going to die in the nuclear exchange. So we're not out of nothing yet. The hopeful elect, we're hoping that we get beamed up into a chariot to be saved from the destruction of Babylon the Great. It's the only way out of here. Unless you got an underground bunker, a layer, an undersea layer, or a rocket ride to escape the destruction that's coming. Now, what do the elect of Israel have? The elect are hoping to get beamed up into that chariot to be saved. What does it mean? Ask any Christian what it means. What does it mean to be saved? Well, I gave my life over to God, and I'm saved. You know, saved from what? What are you saved from? When the destruction hasn't even come yet, but you're saved. Nigga, you're gonna burn, your ass is gonna burn up in that fire. You ain't saved. When the missiles are in the air, and I'll read the story. When the missiles are in the air, if you don't get beamed up into the chariots of Israel, into the clouds, you didn't get saved. Your ass is going to burn up when the missiles hit. That's what it means to be saved. So nobody's saved yet. And we're still in slavery. We are yet this day in our captivity. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in a pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. That means slavery. And after many days shall they be visited. Okay? So, this is what's going to happen to the kings of the earth after the nuclear exchange. So let's read about the nuclear exchange and what happens right before it. What happens right before the nuclear fire? That's when we get saved. This is Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven. Now, who is they? The Israelites, number one. Number two, the elect. Who's going to be saved? Let's get it. We're going to show you who's going to be saved, and we're going to show you how, or what it means to be saved. All right? This is Matthew 24 and 12. Salakia 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. Meaning, we got to make it all the way through Jacob's trouble. You got to catch hell before you get the glory. We're barely going to make it. So, you got to endure until the end. That's one thing. This is Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation. Here's Jacob's trouble, that you got to make it all the way through. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. That is so deep and so huge. What that's saying is, since the world was created, since the world began, all the way to this moment, the time that we're about to go through is going to be the worst time that there ever was since day one. And the niggas like this, no, we don't have to go through that. You have to endure. He that shall endure to the end, you got to make it all the way through the worst time that there's ever been on the face of the earth, ever. And we're coming upon that time. It's called Jacob's trouble rate. All right? We'll read it again. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. There's that word, saved. Now listen to this. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. The days will be shortened. Why? Because if I don't shorten the days, nobody's going to be saved. But for whose sake are you going to shorten the days? But for the elect's sake. Who is the elect? That's the 1/3 that will be saved. Only the elect of it. You got all of Israel. Okay? Like the sand of the sea, there's so many of us. Okay? But you got 2/3 are going to die. All right? Let's get it. Let's get it. This is Zechariah. Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, talking about the nation of Israel, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. It just said that 2/3 of Israel are going to die. How? In the fire, it's going to say it. What fire? In that nuclear exchange. They're going to die. And then 1/3 is going to be saved. It's going to tell you right now. Zechariah 14 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts, 2/3, therein shall be cut off and die. But the 1/3 shall be left therein. And I will bring the 1/3 part, meaning the 1/3, the elect, through the fire. What fire? The nuclear fire. The nuclear bombs that are about to go off during World War III. That has already started. They're lining up. The Most High is mustering the host. This is how close we are to the end of this thing. And I will bring the 1/3 part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. Just like we were talking about, how do you purify gold and get it all the way down to its purest form? You got to put it in that fire. Not the nuclear fire, but the fire of adversity, which is Jacob's trouble. You got to make it all the way through that fire to escape the fire. Okay? So you're going to catch some fire one way or the other. All right, sis. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say it is my people, and they shall say the Lord is my power. All right? Now, back to what it means to be saved. Because we're going to complete this thing. All right? I understand if you don't have the time. I understand if you're a weekend warrior and you just, you got on the fringes, but it's, you understand? And after 3 days, Salakia, Revelation 11 and 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted. The remnant is the elect, and gave glory to the power of heaven. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that's where we are right now. So a couple of Israelites came up. One goes way back 10 years ago. She comes up, and then this other, I don't know what's a 2/3 with fringes on, walking around in fringes, right? But you can't stick around to hear this word. Why? Because the Most High ain't dealing with you. You walking around in fringes. Who are you learning from? Who taught you to wear fringes wherever you go? Salaki. Salakia. All right, so this war is coming, right? We're trying to get the hell up out of here. Revelation 19 and 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the MOTB, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. All right?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir, to you. All right, so is what it is all day. All right? Who was on the horse? Who was on that horse? This is Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness doth he judge and make war. So, hey, this book is all about this war. It's all about rulership. It's all about prisoners of war. If you're a slave, what are you? You're a POW. And if you don't know what a POW is, see, when I was a kid, right, the first war ever televised was the Vietnam War. And my dad used to be watching the news and, oh, the POWs, the POW. POW stands for prisoner of war. Well, the prisoners of war are slaves. Okay, the nation of Israel are a bunch of POWs. We lost the war, right, in 70 AD. A bunch of us were put to death. Then we got a little respite. We got 1,000 years, right? Where we put this devil. It was our time. We put this devil in the caves, and then he couldn't wait to get us back. It was his time. We were taken down, right? And now we're his prisoner of war. We're the slaves. There's no might in our hand. There's nothing we can do except for wait ye upon the Lord. That's what we're doing here. All right? And our time is almost up. Our time out, our time in the timeout corner is just about up. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness doth he judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, pursuant to Isaiah 63. His name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Now, if God Almighty himself is the Lord of hosts, he's the Lord of all the armies, he's in control of everything, and he made his own army, who the hell do you think cannot be defeated? The host of heaven. And to be an Israelite, you got to understand this. The greatest army, the biggest force, the greatest force ever, the Most High himself is the greatest force. He's got the greatest army. That's your army. You belong to the Most High. You are his precious jewels. His army fights for you. Stop being a nigga for 5 minutes and understand we're about to rule this place in righteousness. Get yourself righteous, right? Apply for the job of governor. Don't you want to govern the kingdom of heaven? Don't you want a top spot? All right? You got to put your application in now. Well, how do I do that? Well, you learn the name of the Most High. You pray. You repent. Acknowledge your offense. Pray for forgiveness. You learn this doctrine, this pure doctrine, the 144% truth. All right? You want to be the third part that he brings through the fire. You want to be instrumental in creating the kingdom of heaven, bringing back the 2/3 that so desperately need to be clean dissolved, right? Come back in their right mind, in a righteous state, in a celestial body. You want to be part of that, right? Stop working for the devil to hold on to something that will be clean dissolved. You understand? This thing is over with. You got to fight the good fight. What's the good fight? Well, right now you got to make it up out of this place. Your goal should be to get beamed up, to be delivered out of here. You got to pick and choose your battle. Everything is, we're at war. You got to choose your battles. It's like, I'm not fighting over there. I'm going to let them niggas do that. I'm following instruction. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. How are you going to make it to the other side? You need the owner's manual, all right? It's Isaiah 19:2. Start at 1. The burden of Egypt. Egypt is talking about the United Snakes of America. How do you find America in the Bible? Is it going to say America? This is Revelation 11:8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street. Their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. It's talking about Babylon. It's talking about America, where also our Lord was crucified. All right? This place is spiritually Egypt. Now, when we read this again, Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt, talking about America. You can exchange that word right now. The burden of America. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into America. And the idols of America shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of America shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Americans against the Americans, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Oh, hey, you adding to the word. You can't do that. You can't add to the word. I'm not adding to nothing. These things are spiritually discerned. They're not for you carnal niggas that are infighting and can't see the bigger picture. All right? Wake the fuck up. Well, you can't cuss, Hawk. It was okay for Peter, who began to curse and swear when the cock crew. Right? 2 Ezra 13 and 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one people against another. Salakia. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. What do you mean by realm? Revelation 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven, not the heavenly realm, that's the sky. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Michael and his angels represent a realm, the realm where the angels dwell. Not talking about the heaven the realm that they're fighting in. Michael and his angels are going to come from the fourth dimension into the third, and the battle is going to be here on the third. And niggas don't understand that. I tried to explain that to somebody yesterday. Oh no, it already happened, and the angels came down, had sex with women. I'm like, okay. All right. I know all of this stuff. Okay. Yeah, you do. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into earth, and his angels were cast out with him. That's the other world, the other realm. One realm against another. The fourth dimension against the third dimension. And then you pull out the Pentagon UFO video to show a motherfucker that. Then you start backpedaling because you have the ability, right, to discern the scriptures. You can break the scriptures down. Right? That's that spiritual power on the right-hand side, to be able to break down the scriptures, tell you what they mean in the spirit. So we want the war to jump off now. Might take a while. See, if the war jumps off now, right, maybe that will speed up this Karagma situation, right? Because this nigga knows that he has but a short time. He got to get his operation popping. You better hurry up, nigga. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, Esau, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Hey, the closer we are to them nukes, right, the closer we are to being delivered. Okay? We see this war is about to spiral out of control. All right? They might be bluffing, putting up a front, war gaming on a grand scale to deceive the masses. They're all Edomites, but the Most High is going to harden that heart, which is your mind. He's going to, they're out there fronting, we're going to line up against each other, but we're not going to strike. Well, we're going to use this as a diversion to bring in that NWO. We're really on each other's side. But what happened to Pharaoh? right? Pharaoh said, you niggas get the fuck out of here. Take the gold. Get the fuck out of here. You and your power. Leave. And Most High set him up. Said, okay, now they're on the run. They got a little head start. Now you get up and go chase after. They ran straight headlong into the ambush. Same ambush right here. Lock it, bear with me. Joel 3:2, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. That's the ambush. I'm going to gather all these armies into the valley of Jehoshaphat, into the strike zone, if you will. And I'm going to do the same thing I did to Pharaoh in the Red Sea. I ran you straight up into an ambush, got you. And you can you resist the will of the Most High? No. The king's heart, Pharaoh's mind, is in the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay? And it's just what it is. It is what it is. And we're hastening the day. We're praying that the Most High turn it up even more. What is today? The 30th, yeah? Today's the 30th. Tomorrow's the 31st, and we're into February. What's going to happen in February? What happened last February? Well, the Texas incident, all right? You got your chains. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. Birds are chirping. The sun is out. I don't know what's going on the East Coast. But right here, right now, shoot. The homeless are, look at the old bum out here. Basking in this, he's laying out on the grass. He was there when I got here. He's like, I'm good, nigga. It's warm. He's probably hot in his hoodie. He's kicking it. The homeless are chilling right now. Ain't no cold. We're in the middle of the winter. Where's the dark winter at? Is the dark winter coming? Are they going to shut down the grid and blame it on Vladimir Putin? Are they going to take the grid down and point the jet stream down here and freeze a nigga's ass out like they did in Texas last year in February? Go get some tire chains just in case. Go get some tire chains just in case. What is this devil up to? All right? The devil is sneaky and more subtle than any beast of the field. All right? Is he doing that thing right now? Is he going to fight? Is this World War III or is this a ruse right now? Is this a ruse? And then the Most High is going to turn it into the real thing. Right? Is that what's going on? Well, we're going to sit back and we're going to see. We're going to watch and see what goes on right now. Demon day out here. It's all good. We've been out here way too long to respond to a motherfucking demon walking by. It is what it is. Anyway, we got the screaming demons are out in the house right now. I gotta watch my back. I'm pulling guard, reading, I'm speaking, working the camera. It's a one-man camp. The water Yahweh, Wa Yahweh, Shabbat, Hashem, Kadash. All right? A demon's going to do what the fuck a demon is going to do. Fuck out of here, goddamn demon. Demonic ass entity. In the name of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shai, rebuke your ass. Get the fuck out of here and go get hit. Step out into the motherfucking street and get hit. All right? Fuck you. Punk ass motherfucker. Step out into the street and get mowed down by a motherfucking Mack truck. Bitch. We've been doing this thing way too long for a demon to cross your path. And you let him, you let him go. Hey, that demon can have a firearm. He wouldn't hit me. I put the zigzag on his ass. Yeah, you talking real tough way over there. All right. Nigga, don't you know that the angels are right here? Apparently not. All right. People think this is a game. This ain't no game. I can't wait until the Most High turns up. I can't wait. I cannot wait until the Most High turns this motherfucker up and mass death comes on you fucking demons. I can't wait. Anyway, I'm going to go on and close the camp. This is Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Well, we see that. We see these prophecies jumping off the page. What manner of men ought you to be? What manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting greatly unto the coming of our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Yeah, it's time to cross all the T's and dot all the I's out here. Okay? Hey, you got to go for it right now. You got to lay it out there. You got to measure the time. Hey, we got to get across the tape. Hey, Jacob's trouble ain't no joke. All right? But can you see the demonic activity all around you? People are bugging the fuck out. All right? All around you. Now is the time for stability. Now is the time for wisdom and knowledge. Okay? You need that even keel right now. Like the brother from, I believe it's Alabama or Mississippi. The brother from Mississippi, Give and Go. I forget his name. But he said, hey, don't get caught up in road rage. Let that thing go. Now's not the time for that. Okay? Motherfuckers are at their wits' end. See, you got something. You have hope and you have faith. Don't give in to a demonic nigga that has, there's nothing. You see where this thing is going. You're going to act out. Most High is going to use you. Put a death angel on you, and you don't want that thing around you. See? Now's the time to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Yeah, I get mad when the damn demons walk by talking shit. But, again, as long as we've been doing this, we should know better, right? And we're almost out of here. We're almost, the famine of the word is almost here. The famine is almost here. Got to be circumspect. This demon went down the stairs over there. I'm like, what is he up to? Again, hey, you got a whole post. Here's how you run a one-man camp. You got a whole post. That's a two-man job. You got to look this way. You got to look that way. You got to look behind you. You got to see who's coming from afar. All right. You got to have a reader. Right? And yes, two are better than one. All right? Sometimes you got to, divide yourself. Sometimes you got to come as two. All right? You have to multitask out here. All right? You got to read, you got to speak, and then somebody's got to monitor it. Somebody got to get behind the camera, see if it's still working, see how much time is left. Because we're running out of time. This devil knoweth that he hath but a short time. This thing is almost over. And it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. So, with that, back to this war, back to this famine, back to this market falling like a damn rock. What are they going to do this week? How's the plunge protection team going to prop this bitch up for one more week when you don't even have a day? You don't have a day out here. This nigga's over here fucking with the rug. Salaki. Okay, so. Hey man, these demons are thick. Don't you not understand that this shit is about to fucking go chaotic? It's going to be chaotic out here. All right, you got to choose your battles. Again, we're back to that. In the greater war, you got to choose your battles. Okay? Let these 2/3 go out here and they ain't going to make it. You got to set your sights on the chariots. You got to look up, right? You got to hunker down. You got to be Clark Kent out here. All right? No, you don't have to let everybody know who you are by wearing fringes everywhere. Where's that? Hey, I'm over here. Take me to the camp. Right? Well, right now we're being protected. Come up, nigga. Run up. All right? Come in like a flood so we can get to the next phase of this thing. All right, it's all coming, right? Things are going to start moving real quick here. I believe after the Pesach, right, it's just going to be, woo. And coming up on the Pesach, get ready. Start getting ready now. Start making sure that you don't wind up at the strip club. Just, don't get caught out there. Don't let nobody get you in a bad situation, okay? You got to really watch yourself. You got to be circumspect right now, all right? You could get caught up out there, and I'm talking about me, right? Don't fall for the okie doke, not right now, right? And again, this is for me. I got to humble myself. I got to get that contrite spirit happening. Plan a solemn assembly, keep it close to the vest, eat the Passover meal worthily. You got to start, creating that now in a righteous fashion. All right? Not all at the last minute. Because the run up to the Pesach and then after, what happened to Sakari? They've been, since the initial expose, right? They've been on the back foot. Just, so what's going to happen? You know, and just use that as an example of what manner of persons ought you to be right now. Use that as an example. That's what you don't want. You don't want to be in that position. Like, oh shit, let me humble down. And that's me. I gotta humble down. You can't, this is not a game. This is not a war between brothers. All right, it's just not. All right, follow the instructions that are before you. How do you get out of this thing? Really, it's about discipline. Do what you're told. Be a good soldier of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. A good soldier, right? You're gonna just be a private. Be a good private. Be ready to do what you're told to do. You don't need any rank, Be a good follower. A good leader is a great follower. Okay, you want to lead? Lead by example. Okay, by being a great follower. You're never always going to be the top guy, ever. There's always going to be somebody on top of you. First of all, there's Yahweh Shai. First of all, they're the elders. All right, you're not going to be that top guy. You're going to be subservient to somebody, so you got to get good at it. You understand? And that's being a good soldier. All right? Who is the commander-in-chief of the WACs? Right? Right. Well, right now that would be Sleepy Joe Biden. All right? But is he the top guy? He's the commander-in-chief. Is there somebody above him? Absolutely. He ain't doing that. He's being told what to do. And guess what? There's some damn crusty-ass Edomite all the way at the top telling Sleepy Joe what to do. But who's telling the crusty-ass Edomite what to do? The Most High. Nigga, you're not the Most High. Okay? Right under the Most High is Yahweh Shai. You can't ascend to that. You could get caught out there trying to go around Yahweh Shai like an idiot. That means you're all fucked up. What does that mean? That means you're trying to be the commander. You're trying to be the top guy. Don't do that. Be a private. Be a mosquito wing private. All right? And be a damn good one. What does it mean to have mosquito wings? It means one stripe. 2 stripes is a corporal. You got got E1, E2, it's a mosquito wing. Then E3 is a PFC. E4 is a corporal or a spec 4. It's been so fucking long. But just be a good soldier. Doesn't matter what your rank is. All right? What rank do you deserve? You understand? In order to move up in rank and file, you got to have some time in. You got to have some skills. You got to know something. You know? And our righteousness is as filthy rags. What do you got? What are you bringing to the table? All right? All you got to do is get to one person. If you get through to one person, hey, you've done your job, man. You don't have to have 1 million people following you or watching your videos. a brother the other day, right? I very seldom get messages or comments on the comment. The brother goes, keep pushing. And he goes, Yahweh Shem Yah Shabbat Shem Kakli. And of course, what do? You go to his page and you see what his works are. You go to the brother's page and he's busting his ass, right? Righteously. He's putting up videos. He's doing the work. I think he's solid. He's a one-man camp, I believe. And listen to a brilliant video that he put up about what was it? Spiritual power. It was brilliant. And he's got like 3-4 views, and it reminded me of me. And that's, to me, that's the most beautiful thing. Because his video was just on point. What is it? Bayan Yasharala or something like that is the brother's name. Well-spoken brother, in the spirit. That's what I want to be. You understand? I don't have to be the Grand Poobah, Chief High Priest, Grand Sheik. You understand? Like when the elder apostle Tahar, right, was speaking on the situation that happened with Mike the Christian. And he said, he was talking about me, and he was like, I don't know the brother. I don't know his rank. I don't know what he calls himself. He could be an apostle. He could be an elder. He could be, and you think about those things, and I'm like this, hey, and I put it in, I'm like, on the comment board, I'm like, I am the brother Yashuan. Because at that moment, I could have got high-minded. And, I'm an elder. Now, I do have some age on me, but would I call myself an elder? I would wait for somebody to give me that title. Up-and-coming elder, whatever. Right? And still I'd be like, oh, you know. You gotta be humble in this thing, man. Especially now. Walking around with Sakari on your chest and your fringes out, that shit's gonna get you fucking hemmed up here. All right? First of all, you're wrong, and you put yourself out there for that judgment, and it's coming, starting the house of the Lord. Right? We're waiting. We're like, is lightning gonna strike niggas? What are they gonna do? What are you gonna do? Here's what Sakari is gonna do for the Passover. Nigga, check your phone right here. No cameras. Check your phone, right? Because they're gonna do wickedly. They're on the hot seat right now. And, you know, you don't know what's gonna happen. They could repent. I mean, they did a real poor job of repenting last time. They basically excused themselves, you know, found an excuse for their sin, for their wickedness, passed it off, talked a bunch of shit. And see, that's the kind of thing that'll have you, here we are at the Pesach again, coming up. That's that time zone. Okay? Hey, you gotta tread lightly. I gotta tread lightly. Just like last year. Oh, tread lightly. Make sure you're doing everything right. Make sure you're making the right decisions about everything, because you're being tested. And you want to, I mean, if this thing goes on for another year and we're here this time next year, Lord willing, we're not. You understand? Lord willing, the famine of the word, we're not out here anymore. Lord willing, some of us will be flying and whooping ass. You understand? But if we're here again By next year, you want to be here. You want to be in your right mind, not bugged out, getting ready for the Passat again. Being circumspect, stealing your mind, making sure that you're not going to stumble at a block. This is quickly becoming my favorite scripture here. If I can even find it. Just lock it. There we go. The book of 1 Peter 4. You know what it is. 1 Peter 4 and 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Woo! Woo! Beautiful. It's within our reach. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves. Here's those instructions. Hey, the end of all things is real close. Okay? Here's the instruction. Be therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. Okay? Hey, you understand that? Here's how you get through this thing. Okay. Here's how you correct a whole bunch of wrong. I'm talking about me. I have been wrong in this thing. I know it. I knew when I was, falling out. And to be here right now, Thawada Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Hashem HaKadosh. All right? And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Don't be holding no grudges. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. You can't hold no grudge. Okay? Got to let it go and keep it moving. All right? So there's 1 Peter. This is how I get out, I'm about to close it. It's Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And this is the day that I get to read the short version of them too. So this is, of course, this is the theme of this camp right here. All right. Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right? Hey. And it is what it is. I'm going to go work on my contrite spirit and my humble approach while being a good soldier, prepared for this war that's coming up. All right. I suggest everybody do the same. All right. So with that, we're going to say all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim HaKadosh. All right. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us His truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. All right. Shalom.